Been a very Christmassy day for me today. We had our work Secret Santa where I finally got to give the Lego gift that I'd bought for my Secret Santa recipient to them. I was very pleased as we went around and everyone opened their gifts that my one opened theirs and went, fantastic! And then waved it around showing everyone what they'd got. I didn't know whether I wanted to own up to it, but when everyone was guessing, people started to tell the story behind them buying it, and then I just told mine about how I'd spent so long going through his Facebook profile trying to find something that he might want, that I came across that, and he was like, yeah, no, it's a good shout, thanks very much. I got the thing that I asked for, which, and that sounds a bit like against the spirit of a Secret Santa, but because we're quite a big company now, we don't all know each other that well, so we have the option of putting something we would like. The person who got me actually knows me very well. They are one of the owners of the company. I've known them for 5+ years. But yeah, I asked for this little fella, and I got him. Little Bulbasaur, little plant pot goes in the back. I'm going to swap out the plant at some point. I'll maybe show you when I do that, but that's awesome. I love it. It's perfect. And I was delighted when I saw it. I'm normally a bit hit and miss with it. I was trying to think what I got in previous years. One year I got a Snow White pop vinyl from the show Once Upon a Time, which I was happy with because I had the other ones, so it completed my set a bit. I got a singing Big Mouth Billy Bass one year, which was a little bit like, because it was just a play on my surname, which was a bit mean. I'm trying to think what I got last year. I don't think it was the Billy Bass last year. I'll have to look back at the vlog because I'm sure I probably showed it. Sounds a bit awful that I don't remember, but all the years have merged into one. I've been there so long now, I kind of lose track of who was where and when and what. But no, it was a really fun day. We were all just having a laugh and looking at each other's stuff, and you know, it's all like one big family type thing. When I got home, Claire was getting ready for a Christmas party at work. They had their Secret Santa today as well. Claire, I don't know what it looks like. She's got some weird chocolate bauble thing. I don't know what it is, but she got her colleague, a friend at work, something as well. She was a bit disappointed in that some of the people at our place, everyone pitched in and bought a gift. At her place, people said they were going to and then just didn't turn up and didn't have one. So some people had bought gifts and their person wasn't in it anymore. And so that's a bit sucky, but anyway, so they, being public sector, they've had to arrange their own Christmas party. So they're meeting up at a pub, having a meal, going off to another thing afterwards, and then Claire's going to come in drunk at like 2 a.m, I imagine. But bless her, she's looking forward to having a nice night out, and I've obviously volunteered to get up tomorrow instead of Sunday. Normally I get up early on Sunday, she gets up on a Saturday. Let's be honest, most of the time I get up late on both days, just because I'm a monster and I'm always tired. But yeah, we've agreed she's going to have a lie in. Tomorrow night is my work's Christmas party. Quite excited about that. I never used to. I'm not the sort of person who would normally go to them. Like before this job, 5 years ago, I'd never been to a works Christmas do. I'd gone to like a night out with work as a team bonding thing once when I worked in a call centre selling car insurance, and it was just cringy as hell. It was like really awkward. Everyone was trying to be like, yeah, you know, the banter patrols here, all like lame stuff like that. It was just like we went bowling, we had a couple of drinks, we took too many pictures for a night out bowling, and it all just felt really like, yeah, we're not friends, we're just colleagues. So that was like literally, I tried to do it because I felt like I ought to, and it didn't go very well. Before that, I'd always just been like, no, you're not my friends. Like, I don't know any of you, don't like you, I will not be there, good night. Merry Christmas, see you in the week. We have a tradition with my friends where we always try and meet up on Christmas Eve at a pub. This year, our normal pub that we've been going to for like however many years, 5, 6, 7+ years, has shut down, and at the last minute we were like, no, and we've had to find another venue, which off the top of my head I can't remember where it is, and I'm panicking. I'm not going to tell you obviously because you don't need to know, but I've forgotten where it is, so I need to find that out. I'm making a mental note here, but I'm looking forward to that. In a week's time we're all going to meet up, have our normal drinks and hang out and catch up, and that'd be really lovely. But yeah, this job, they are like friends and family, and we do meet up every year, and it's just become a tradition, and it's an awesome tradition. So I've worked in this company for just over 5 years now, and so it's going to be my 6th one tomorrow. And I feel like it ebbs and flows every year how it goes in terms of like behaviour and how I survive it. Year one, it was kind of a last minute decision. There was only 6 of us working for the company, maybe 7, and we all just went to a local hotel where they were having a big corporate thing where loads of companies were meeting up. All the small companies were meeting up, booking a table, and then just having a Christmas party together. We got a really big order in like an hour before the party, and everyone just went, "Whoa," and just on overdrive. And I remember there being a point where we'd been drinking so much, my boss just kept buying more and more Prosecco, and by the end of the night, he was just out. When we were eating the food, we'd had our starter and our mains, and then the waitress kept bringing desserts over, and I'd eaten mine quite quickly because it had arrived first. So when she brought other ones over, she had the spare one. I was like, oh, yeah, that's me. I ate that one. And then she came over with more, and I was like, yeah, that's me. And I ended up having one of every dessert on the menu and making a bit of a name for myself because I was pretty terrible thinking about it. But yeah, I just kind of thought it was a laugh. We had a good time. We got drunk. I remember waking up the next morning and just shouting the S word. And Claire was like, "What's the matter?" And I was like, "I don't remember the night ending at all. I just remember we were dancing. I don't normally dance, so I was pretty heavily drinking and drunk there. I remember it was all really good, and then I just woke up and the rest of it didn't happen. And Claire was like, no, we just went back to the bar, we sat and had coffee, then everybody went their separate ways, and then here we are, we've woken up the next day. And I was just like, wow. And then over the night I remember little bits and pieces, but not loads. The next year, I think we'd all relaxed quite a bit and we knew what to expect. We went to the same place again because we weren't really into like arranging anything massive. And basically we were on 2 separate tables, so the bosses were away. One of the boss's wives decided everyone was going to do shots and kept saying she'd bought me these 2 shots and they were my shots and I had to drink them because she'd bought them. And I was saying, no, I don't want to do shots. I want to be good. I don't want to have a hangover. I don't want to be ill tomorrow. I want to be really good. Like, I didn't remember the end of last year. I'm not going to do that again this year. And she was like, no, you have to. So I did them. And then I thought, I don't feel very good. I'm going to go sit outside. And I remember stumbling outside and sitting on a bench and just thinking, I'm going to have a little kip. I'm just going to have a little snooze here. Someone will wake me up in like 20 minutes and I'll be fine. I'll be right as rain. And then I woke up the next morning and I was in bed, so I hadn't slept outside all night. But my arm felt like it was on fire. And I was just like, ah. And Claire again's like, what? And I'm like, why is my arm on fire? And she's like, you don't remember, do you? And I'm like, no, what happened? Apparently, I was having my little kip on the bench, and one of my good friend colleagues who still works there now, so he's a veteran like me, he came out and was like, "Oh, are you all right, mate?" And I was asleep, and he just called one of the bosses over, and they both got me up, like arm over each shoulder, and they were like, "Let's just take him for a little walk and just see how he feels." And so they staggered off around the back of this lake through this mud. And Claire came out wondering where I was and just saw me in between the 2 of them while they're just dragging me along for a little walk, trying to give me some fresh air. And she shouted out to them, "What are you doing? Like, don't go around there. It's a lake. You'll fall in." And they kind of panicked, thinking they were in trouble, and let go of me. And I just fell into a big pile of stinging nettles, which I don't remember doing. But then obviously she come round, helped me up. I vaguely remember this a little bit of her just being like, "What have you done?" And like, "Get up, like what's come over you," sort of thing. "You're all muddy." And then she's walked me back through, which I didn't remember at the time, but again slowly start to remember walking through the bloody hotel all muddy. And I remember saying to her, like, "It's not my fault, like I just had a little snooze and have dropped me in a muddy pile." But the next morning I had just red dots up my arm. It felt like someone had just taken a flame to it. So that was year 2, and I was just like, no, I've got to be good. I can't be a problem person. I don't want to be the person who just gets in a state every year and forgets how the night ends. Not that anyone had really judged me year 1, but year 2, they're all just like, "Oh, you fell asleep." So year 3, I was Professor Sheepdog. I picked a nice seat away from everything, just sat with my co-workers who I was friends with, and we just had a polite, friendly drink. The place actually ended up shutting stupidly early. It was a bit of a mistake booking there because their licence only ran till 11 o'clock, and we'd started eating and drinking at 8. By 11, they weren't serving drinks anymore. I think everyone rushed to do more. That was the year, though, where we didn't know at that moment. We'd been trying for Ben, basically, and we didn't know that Claire was early stages of pregnant, and so she's drinking away and just got away. She didn't drink much at all. Like, she had a couple of wines, and a couple of beers, maybe. Again, not many, maybe 4 or 5 drinks, and I think she felt a bit woozy, went to the toilet, ended up slipping on a puddle in there. Everyone thought she was a bit tipsy, bless her. So we asked if we could nip home early because she just wasn't feeling great. We ended up getting a taxi home. I managed to survive all the way home, come into our house and then vomited on our sofa, which cost me about 85, I think it was 85 quid to have cleaned at short notice because we had our family coming up for Christmas. We had to have our whole sofa cleaned. So everyone heard about that the next day, and then I, again, never lived it down. The next year, we were at a different venue. Funnily enough, the venue we were at tomorrow. And it was one of those, coincidentally, I'm on a table with the HR lady, one of the bosses who got me the Secret Santa this year, funnily enough, and I think it was like a process man who wasn't anything really to do with HR, but I was on like the grown-up table with Claire, and I felt convinced that I would be put with HR to keep an eye on us both. We felt like we were under close watch. We've since learned, only recently, only this week, because I was telling one of my colleagues about it, and she's not worked with us long, but she's the partner of one of the directors, and she was like, you weren't put on that table to be watched. The directors just sat with different staff, so there's 5 of them, and they all sat on 5 different tables, and there was only 5 tables, and you just happened to be on that table. And I was like, but I was with HR, and they were like, yeah, because HR get on with the boss. They just wanted to sit with people they like. And I was like, so I sat with you because you liked me, not because you thought we were going to absolutely drain the bar and end up making a scene. And they were just like, nah, it's quite funny. We encourage you to be foolish. Not really irresponsibly, just they thought it was entertaining. So that year, we were quite good, actually. We just drank. I mean, one of my colleagues ended up just doing the worm randomly, and he was just dancing on his own in the middle of the floor, and we were all just like, yeesh. That was the same year that I'd got Secret Santa for somebody, and they were brand new to the company. I had no idea what to get them, and so I dragged Claire around shops for over an hour and a half, went in Boots, was looking through everything they had on every shelf, trying to think of something that I could justify getting for someone new that I didn't know. I finally got a teacup and a load of tea. I think I might have mentioned this in the past week, so sorry if I have, but I got this really nice tea set. I wrapped it all up, I come into work. All my colleagues knew that I'd been in a lot of pain over it because she wasn't starting until like 4 days before the Secret Santa, and we were just including her as a kind of courtesy. And so I put it in, she was starting 2 days later, so I hadn't even met her at that point. And I mentioned what I'd got, and I was like, it's all sorted, it's all fine. And then she started, and on the first day, somebody said, do you want a cup of tea? She went, I don't like tea, really. I don't drink tea or coffee. I'm more of I drink water and juice. And I was just like, and I'm like going to him, what do I do? Do I just go get it out of the Secret Santa bin and just take it home and drink it myself? Does anyone want to swap? Does anyone have a lady they've bought for, and we could just swap the labels round? And no one did, so I ended up giving it to her, and she's like, oh, thanks, I love it. And I'm like, you don't, because you don't drink tea, I heard you. And she's like, oh, well, I'll use it. I'll have hot water in it. And I'm like, you don't drink hot water. No one drinks hot water. Well, my nan drank hot water. But ironically, weirdly, since that woman's left, she's basically retired, and there was another lady started a bit later, and now she uses it. She very much loves the mug that I got her. I don't know who drank the teas, probably the rest of the office, but she uses the mug, and she was very happy to have her own mug when she came to the office, and so it was saved. But I couldn't believe it. That's why I'm always nervous about Secret Santa, because it's a curse. In other years, I've got people I know, like I got my pop vinyl or something like that, but that year, I just felt like the universe backfired. So we got through a year without any drama. We come home, I didn't vomit on anything. I think we were all just trying really hard. Like I just left really like, I'm completely fine. I could walk in a straight line if I wanted to. I can probably drive, I won't. Then we heard about all the people who'd been completely wrecked and doing silly things, and they were all the drama that year. So, I mean, last year, actually, we went to where we hold MGPX, and it's not really suitable for the kind of thing we do where we're all chatting and drinking and having a laugh. It was like Thai food instead of Christmas food and that kind of thing. It was fun. I got to meet a load of colleagues that they were quite new and I'd never really spoken to before. Couldn't really hear a word they were saying, so I'm just nodding away while they're telling stories and just going, ha ha ha, when I think they've said something funny. So I may have offended a load of them when they're telling me some deeply depressing tale about their life, and I've just laughed loudly. But one of our colleagues has an electronic mixing decks thing, and all this sounds like and all of that, and we're sat there chatting, and one of them just let off a gunshot. It makes me feel anxious thinking about how I genuinely thought we were under siege. It's awful. It feels really silly how gullible I am that I thought something had happened. But it's just like, doof, doof, doof. And I just thought, oh my God, and panicked. And the thought of it just gives me chills because it made me jump so much. I think at that point, Claire's mum was here with the kids. So we were just like, right, we're gonna shoot off. It's 11 o'clock. We're gonna go, and I don't think it went on much longer than that. But this year, Claire's mum's looking after the kids at her house, and we're being picked up and taken back by taxi at 6. It ends at midnight, and everyone just keeps telling me that they're going for it. It's gonna be a great party one. We're at the one where I was on the good boy table before. I'm gonna behave. I'm too grown up to get ruined, but a couple of the people who are there now are just like, no, I want to see you have shots. I want to do that. I'm like, no, I've got willpower now. I can say no. No means no. I'm 34. I'm grown up enough to say no. But I am really looking forward to it because, as I said, I do genuinely get on with them. They are like family. It's weird. I never, if you'd have asked me 10 years ago, I'd have never thought I'd be the sort of person who'd enjoy a Christmas party with work. But it's going to be a laugh. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm dreading Sunday morning and trying to kind of cope with getting up and going to get the kids and all of that. I've been a little bit funny. Again, I'm not normally like this, but I've ended up buying 3 new pairs of shoes, which I've got to send 2 back once I tried them all on. Pair of jeans. We're going out shirt shopping tomorrow. Trying to look good. I want to look decent. I want to take a picture of myself, put it on Twitter and think, I look all right. This is cool. Because Claire always looks stunning. Every year without fail, Claire looks stunning with this. She always looks stunning. She's beautiful. She went out tonight. I was like, wow, you look great. I always feel like I look awful. Rough looking shirt. Or a shirt the shirt I wore last year is slightly too short for me this year. I don't remember it being short last year. We put my arms up. It like comes all the way up to like just below my chest. I'm like, what the hell? This shirt's awful. So I can't wear that. But I always look ridiculous. My shoes are always a bit rough. My jeans are always a bit rough. And I thought this year I'm going to make the effort. And it's been quite fun really, trying to put something together. Getting Emily's opinion on it all. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll have a good night. I'm hoping Claire comes back having had a good night tonight and she's not too hungover in the morning because I want to drag her around shopping. It's Pokemon Community Day this weekend as well. Well, Community Weekend. So I'm going to be dragging them about Saturday and Sunday no matter what to catch lots of Pokemon. But yeah, I'm excited. I feel like this is a proper Christmas season. Next week is just the rundown. And then from the Friday, I'm done until the 30th, I think. I've got I've officially booked off, say, the 23rd onwards. But obviously the 20th is the Friday, and that's it. We're done. Christmas is there. I'm so excited. I still don't know what I want from Claire. Everyone else has sorted me now, but I kind of think I want more stuff like this. I just want to just get a collection. I was thinking of looking on Etsy for just random things that I would like. I like that. Just stick them around the house. Again, I wouldn't have been into stuff like that when I was younger. I've just started to think that's cool. I like just seeing it. I like going, yeah, I'm glad I own that. That's cool. But yeah, I don't know. I've got no ideas for Christmas. Right, I better wrap up because I need to edit this. Ollie and Emily are hopefully watching Netflix, but I think they might just be playing Roblox on Emily's phone. And I've got to do MGP. We're doing the game of the year, and I realised that most of the games I played this year were out in previous years, so I am boned. But we'll see how it goes. If you want to listen to that, it'll be out on Spotify Saturday at lunchtime. So you're probably going to be watching this Saturday at this rate, but it's out this afternoon. Look it up on Spotify or Spreaker or iTunes. It's there. MGP. You'll see it. You'll hear me talking. You'll probably hear Kev having a go at me for, I think it's like 4 new games I've played this year, which is terrible for someone who does a gaming podcast. Anyway, gonna wrap up. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you're all well. Merry Christmas to you all. If you're going to a Christmas party, let me know what you got up to this weekend. It seems to be the busiest weekend for it. Let me know about just your experience with them. I know a lot of you probably hate the idea of going to one, as I normally do. I think if I ever left here, I probably wouldn't go to other ones without a lot of coaxing. Claire's tried to get me to hers in the past, and I'm always like, I don't know anyone, I ain't doing that. But again, they are all right colleagues, so I probably would go if spouses were invited. But I think because I poo-pooed it, everyone kind of poo-pooed it, and then that's never really gone ahead. I feel a bit bad about that. But anyway, wrap up, stop talking sheepdog. Hope you're all well. Let me know how you're getting on, and I'll see you on Monday, I guess. Cheers. Bye.